Hi everyone, I'm Elaine Rose of Rose Health Coaching, and today we're going to talk about tips to help you get a better night's sleep. We're going to go over 3 different areas which impact your sleep. The first being what you eat and what you drink. We all know to avoid caffeine before we go to bed, and we know that coffee, tea, Coke, and chocolate all contain caffeine. However, there are a lot of beverages and foods that contain hidden caffeine. The first is Orange Crush soda. That contains a lot of caffeine, as well as A&W cream soda. And if you were to have a half a cup of coffee ice cream, you would be taking in as much caffeine as in a can of Coke. So say goodbye to your coffee ice cream before you go to bed. Another thing you don't want to drink before you go to bed is alcoholic beverage. You want to make sure that there's at least 2 hours before you go to bed and your last drink. Alcohol may help you to maybe fall asleep better, but your quality of sleep is not going to be as good. So if you want a good quality of sleep, steer clear of the alcohol. You also want to steer clear of a lot of sugar. You know, sugar not only spikes your blood sugar, but it also, with the spike in your blood sugar, spikes your energy as well. And you sure don't want to go to bed with a lot of energy. Another thing you want to avoid is eating a heavy meal within 2 hours of your bedtime. Not only will eating a lot of food before you go to bed give you indigestion, but it'll also raise your core body temperature and your metabolic rate, which will make it very hard to fall asleep. So steer clear of eating big meals before you go to bed. Well, let's talk about a few things that are good to eat before you go to bed. So we know tryptophan is a substance that is included in a lot of nuts and turkey and other meats and whole grains. All of these contain tryptophan, which is very sleep inducing. So if you were to have like a piece of whole wheat bread with nut butter, or maybe some of the popcorn with some almonds sprinkled on top, that would be a really good tasty before bed treat. But make sure you don't have a lot. You know, you want to be sure that your portion control is in place. Another really good bedtime snack would be cherries. Cherries contain natural melatonin, which is a sleep-inducing hormone. So these are all really good things to eat before you go to bed to try to induce sleep. Now we're going to talk about the second area which influences your sleep, and that is your sleep environment. You want to make sure that your room is cool. In fact, the Sleep Institute recommends like 65 to 67 degrees. You don't want to take a lot of energy cooling your body down during the night and keeping you awake. So make sure your room is cool. Make sure your mattress is comfortable, that you don't have springs that are poking you in the head or in the back like you would in a sofa bed. You want to make sure it's not too firm or too soft for your liking. You know, you may realize your mattress is too old and you need to get a new one. If you do go mattress shopping, make sure you bring your pillow and you stay there for at least a half an hour per mattress, because you can get a good idea then if it's going to be comfortable for the long term. You don't want to get home with an uncomfortable mattress. You also want to make sure that there are aromas around you that are pleasing. And so I use this, it's a aromatherapy called Pillow Potion by Auracacia. It contains yarrow, chamomile, lavender, orange, and some hops actually. And so I put 18 drops of that into 1 ounce of water. This is a 2-ounce bottle, so half of that with water and 18 drops, and it makes a nice pleasing odor when I go to bed. So in addition, you want to make sure and block out any noises that are going to disturb your sweet slumber. And so I use there's earplugs, and I also use an app on my phone which is called White Noise. And White Noise has a number of different sounds to choose from. I like the one titled Air Conditioner. Just a nice little hum that, combined with the earplugs, can block out a lot of noise. So make sure that your room environment is very comfortable. The third area that influences your sleep is what you do before you go to bed. And you want to watch that within the 2 hours before you go to bed that you are not using any electronic devices which emit blue light. What's the problem with blue light? Well, blue light suppresses the production of melatonin, which is a sleep-inducing hormone. And so if you're not getting the melatonin, it's going to make your whole sleep schedule off, and it will cause you to have problems falling asleep. As a teacher, and now I'm a retired teacher, I knew that many students were up all night with their devices under the cover. So it'd be a wise parent who would take their children's devices and plug them into their own bedrooms so that they knew exactly where those devices were. So if none of these work for you, then I have 2 other suggestions. And one of them, which has helped me tremendously, is Sleepy Time Extra. And this is not for pregnant women, so if you're pregnant, you can use the regular Sleepy Time, which is also a good tea for helping to relax you. But this Sleepy Time Extra contains valerian root, which really helps you to relax. And in addition, you wake up feeling without any sluggishness, and it's not habit forming. And so if you just let it steep 15 minutes before you go to bed, or what I did, I had problems waking up at 1:30 and having trouble going back to sleep, so I would have a cup of it waiting for me in the middle of the night. I'd drink it cold, but you know, at that point it doesn't matter. And this brings us to drinking liquids. You want to be sure also to refrain from drinking liquids like 4 hours before you go to bed if you have a problem with getting up in the night to use the restroom. So if you can kind of taper off on your liquids the last several hours before you go to bed, you may be getting up less in the night to use the restroom. The last idea I'm going to give you might help you if you have a racing mind at night, and it's called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. And basically what it is inhaling for 4 seconds, holding that breath for 7, and then exhaling for 8. And so you're going to want to Google that 4-7-8 breathing technique, and that may help you to forget about what your mind is racing about and just kind of get into a monotonous flow. So anyway, I'm hoping that you have sweet dreams tonight, because transformation comes through lifestyle change. And thank you for joining me at Rose Health Coaching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.